Hello, everyone. I feel like I have it. After all that nonsense. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. So, tonight, the word to the wisdom is you need to have your phone updated. That's what my problem was. Okay, we're going to use this new set that's coming out in January, and it's called Trusty Tools. And a lot of people think it's a Father's Day set because obviously these here. But when I saw this, I thought, oh my gosh, I can give this to any guy that I know that needs a card because most of the guys use the tools. And I plan to make some lady cards too because I don't know about you, but I have my own hammer and my own wrenches and my own paintbrushes. So it's not just for guys, except that tonight will be. So we're going to make this gift card. And look at this. Isn't this awesome? It's just a little fun fold pocket and it is like that. And what I did was you slide the back into the hole right there. And what I did was I had the little tape measure as my stopper so the top wouldn't keep flapping open. The birthday zone words came from construction zone. So what I want to do right now is I'm going to mix up the colors a little. So I'm Kathy Schmitt, and I'm the Backyard Stamper, and I am in New Hampshire, where it's nice and cold, and I love stamping. Okay, so I've got my paper, and I am going to I know it's kind of a mess right now just because I had so many problems getting the live going that I got all flustered. I'm going to put my sample right there. Okay, I'm using Lost Lagoon, and this is a 3x10, and I scored it at 4 1/4 and 8 1/2. This piece is, I didn't write it down, but it is, let me get my ruler. Okay, 4 1/4 by 7. Yep, 7. 4 1/4 by 7. And then I scored it at 5 1/2. And let me write that down so that 4 1/4 by 7 scored at 5 1/2. Okay. All right, so I've got those two pieces. Now, my white that is on the outside is 2 1/2 by 3 3/4. This piece of white, 2 1/2 by 2 3/4, is going to be on the inside of my little gift card holder, this piece here. And then I have my designer paper. So in this sample, I used the pegboard one, and the back side of it was the measuring tape. And, you know, I like it and everything, but I wanted to mix it up. So I'm going to use this screwdriver paper. It's 4 by 3 5/8. And the second piece is 4 by 1 1/2. And the last piece is 1 1/4 by 2 3/4. Okay, so let me show you the paper. Let me show you the stamp set and the paper first. And I'll show you when I'm done the inspiration for this card. So there are 4 sheets with tools on them. So I cut up one of them already. So that's one of them. And there's also a different one, which is really neat that they gave us 4 sheets of tools that can be cut out. Now, The dies don't cut out everything, but they cut out some. This page, I don't think the dies cut out. Maybe the paintbrush will. Let me look real quick here. The hammer is going the opposite direction, so that won't cut out. Nope, I don't think, well, the paintbrush will, so that's good. And see, the hammer head is going in the wrong direction. So, but this is nothing to fussy cut, really, or if you have a scan and cut, you could cut these out. But the first page that I showed you with the drill on it, there's so many things that can be cut out with our dies that go with it. The tape measure and the pencil, the wrench, the screwdriver, or there's a wrench, and locking washers or locking wrenches, and the pencil too. So this paper is going to be so fun. And now the back side, so this is the front, a side A. B is just, you know, a generic, which is really nice. And then the back side of this other page that doesn't have as many that cut out with the dies, the pencil, the paintbrush, and probably the clippers and something. I don't know. I didn't take everything out yet. And has this Lost Lagoon, and there's a little bit of texture to it. I don't know if you can see that or not. But then there's this sheet of the measuring tape. And when I went to an on stage virtually, and the woman who demonstrated this had the most amazing card, and it was using the ruler page here. It was awesome. The pegboard side, and let's see what else I got. Oh, I've got my screwdriver side. The other side of that is smoky slate, or pebbled path, sorry, pebbled path. Let's see what else we've got in here. I'll just take it all out. There's some hammers, but that makes a nice background. And this one here too, there are a bunch of flathead screws and nuts and washers. So really nice background paper. Ooh, you know what this reminds me of? The Stanley toolbox or Craftsman toolbox. And the back side of that, again, has screws and nuts and bolts. I love it. And a Lost Lagoon. So really fun colors. And nice and bright and happy. All right, so let me get my piece out that I'm working on. That one there. And I'm going to throw all this away. Or off to the side, I mean. And it's basic black, copper clay, crushed curry, gray granite, not pebbled path, gray granite, Lost Lagoon, and Poppy Parade. So that makes it really fun to have these bright colors. A lot of times the guy stuff is always so kind of drabby, but this one is different. I love it. Okay, so let me show you all the dies that come with it too. So we have the stamp set, and here's the true size of the stamps, so that's awesome. And then the dies, you get 20 dies in this set. So like I showed you the hammer, the lock and wrench, the paintbrush, and this corkboard. So we're going to die cut, and we'll get started making our card. So let me get my pieces out that I need for my die cutting. I did some ahead of time, but I made one pass ahead of time, and then I'll make the second pass with you. Okay, so let me bring my sample back in. I'm just going to tuck it like that for now, just so you have a chance to see it. Okay, let me put my contact information there too, and there you go. All right, so I'm going to start with my background. piece. And I'm going to burnish on the score line. Then I'm going to attach my 4 by 1.5 inch piece. Okay. Now we have a decision to make. Do we want the gray down here? Originally, I was going to do it all in gray, but then when I saw that, I was kind of like, that's no fun. So I'm going to do it this way, because instead of stamping on the Nested Essentials die, I think I can stamp right on the designer paper. So that's what I'm going to try to do. So let me get my glue as I knock everything over. Okay, I'm back. Oh my gosh, I'm so discombobulated. I tell you, I've seen other people have live issues, and I've always felt bad for them. And you know what I just did? I put the glue on the wrong side. Let me trim up a new piece, because I really want to use that screwdriver side. So here we go. Let's trim off. And we'll try it again. All right, so it was at 4 and 3 5/8. So now with the paper that has a direction, just watch your which way you're cutting, so that this one could be up and down, but just be careful. Okay, so I've got my piece. Now I'll put glue on the correct side. I don't know how many of you know, but I broke my wrist in October, and I was in a cast for 5.5 weeks. Got out of that and felt like $1,000,000. So I'm still going to physical therapy because I don't have all the range of motion. And it's like, well, why do I need it? It's my left hand and I'm right-handed. And it's like, well, guess what? You do need both hands to do many things that we all take for granted, including braiding hair. Okay. I put some tear and tape down the side here on my flap, and that's going to make my little pocket. Okay, so I got that off. And I'm going to make my little pocket. Now, before I put this piece on, I want to try to stamp it. So I am going to use the birthday zone again, because I kind of like that. It's in a kind of a kid set, but I don't care, right? Most guys, most of the time, people are loads of fun, but I'm not going to use that one. Okay, so let me get my ink pad. I'm using Lost Lagoon. And let's see here. I want to test it on a scrap paper to make sure I've got a nice inked image. Okay, so here we go. Now on designer paper, it is a little bit slipperier. It's just got that different texture than the white. So I'm going to make sure I hold it still, give it a chance for the ink to transfer, but don't rock it. That looks good. So my choice is I can either do that or leave it like that. So I'm going to wait until I put it together, and we'll decide then. All right, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue on my piece, bring that back in. All right. Oh, it's so fun already. And I just got my finger in the ink pad. Okay, so now this is all it is for our outside piece. And let's see, I'll set that here. All right, so now we're going to make our inside piece. So we've got our 3x10, and we scored it at 4 1/4 and 8 1/2. So let me burnish that. There we go. And what I want to do is I want to do my die cut now. That's going to go right inside here. See how nice that Lost Lagoon looks with Poppy Parade? Who would have guessed? All right. This is a perfect die set for the mini. And I know several of my customers bought the mini, so I like to use it as much as possible. So I did go ahead and die cut a couple ahead of time. So I've got my wrench. I'll put that like right here so you can see it. My pencil. And I have my locking wrench. And what I want to cut out now is I want to cut out the tape measure and the hammer. And my cork board. So let me get my white out. This cork board is so fun to do. Oh my gosh. All right, so I have my piece that's 2 1/2 by 3 3/4. So I'm going to put that down. I'm going to put all my dies in the same spot so I don't lose them. And I did put a little tiny piece of washi tape on both sides because my plates are not quite level. They've been much loved, and so they're getting a little bit of warping going on, but that's okay because they still cut. So I just want to make sure they stay in place. And see how that one just shifted? It's a tricky little thing. All right, there. And my top plate. And what I tell people is push it in until you see the handle wiggle. See the handle wiggle? When the handle is wiggling, it's engaged in the rollers. And if you do that, you will not have problems when you're running it through. Okay, you guys, wait till you see this. Oh my gosh, isn't that fun? It looks just like the corkboard. So I'm going to set that aside, and I've got to run. Look at all my little white. All right. So, looks like snow. See, I've been cutting with it, so I'm going to put that one on top, I think, so that just so those whites don't make an impression on it. So now what I want to do is I want to cut my hammer and measuring tape. So I think that they were a little close, so I'm just spreading them out so that when I don't have my dies run into each other, because that's not a good thing to do. And let me grab some washi tape. You can use a Post-it note. You can use painter's tape, low-tack tape. I switch back and forth on what I'm using. Okay, so I've got that lined up. And grab a second piece here. And my die is right here. Before I went live, I cleaned my whole desk off. Usually I just clean the part that's in the camera. and all around it is like a heap and mess. But I didn't. I cleaned the whole thing, and I'm so glad I did, because it does make me feel like I am more organized when I'm showing you guys how to do my card. I don't have to worry about how much you can see from the sides. If it's, you're seeing some of my, you know, junk. All right, so that's it on the die cutting. So let me move these out of the way here. And I haven't even used the stamp set yet, just so you know. Except I used one of the words on the inside. But as far as like the stamp set for the images, I forgot to mention that this paper is completely free during celebration. So as of January 4th, I believe, you will be able to select this paper, the Trusty Tool paper. Let's see what the exact name is. Trusty Toolbox paper, as your free gift with a $50 purchase. So that is really cool. You can get, you know, you can get the paper and buy the bundle, which is the stamp set and the dies, and you'd get the paper for free. So that's pretty cool. All right, so let's see what we've got here for our elements, because I want to put some on my cork board. So I've got this, and what I want to do is I'm going to add some glue, and you do want to be a little strategic, because you want to go down in between the holes. And, you know, a little dab goes a long way. See how little I put on there? All right, so let's stick that right on. Okay, now I'm going to get my dimensionals, because my tools are going to be popped up. All right, so I did like having the hammer on there. So we want to know if we want to put, let's see here. I'll open it like that so it stays flat while we're figuring it out. The hammer, I mean, I can do it kind of like what we just did. The wrench, and then maybe have the pencil at the bottom, because I like the idea of putting the tape measure across. The other thing I can do is use the yellow. I think I like that. All right, so hang on one second. Let me just cut this. And real quickly with my little mini. Run it through base plate. With the mini, you only need the base plate and the two number 2 plates. You don't need any of there's no shim for that one. Hey, Linda and Kim, thank you guys for coming on. I don't know if you've been here the whole time, but I had a little, you know, put glue on the wrong side and all that stuff, so. But I appreciate you watching. Oh, I like that a lot better with the yellow. Okay, so let me put my dimensionals on. And let's see here. So our dog got quilled a couple weeks ago, and I didn't know this, but the vet had said that the quills can break off under the skin, and it can take a couple months for them to work their way through the surface. So I pulled one today, and I pulled one the other day. And we just kind of find it by petting, but they were both in her mouth because she got it bad in the face. So she had it on top of her nose, and it got all swollen, and and on her cheek. So she's all better now. As soon as I pulled it out, like she was really having a hard time while I was trying to pull it out. But as soon as I did, she was wagging her tail and so happy, and the swelling went right down. So it was really bothering her. All right, so Kim, thank you for your help earlier. I had to update my phone. My YouTube app is what I needed to do, and that let me have an advanced setting which said keep it as landscape. So, but thank you. All right, so I'm just taking off these little dimensional backings. I was a little bit, could have used the bigger ones, but I didn't, so I have to put more on. All right, so, oh, I like that pop of yellow. All right, so my tools look a little crooked, but hey, you know, they're on a pegboard. All right, and now I'm going to do my bottom flap, and I'm going to do that in the screwdriver paper. Now, again, if you were using a directional paper, you want to make sure that because this is, if you're doing it like, if you have your card open like this and you put it on, you got to make sure it's going in the right direction. So what I did was I had just folded it up before I put it down. There. All right, now I just need my tear and tape. I'm getting there, guys. I really almost gave up, Kim, because I was getting so flustered. And then I was like, nope, I'm going to try it. And so I did. But now I know how to do it. It was kind of like when I did my Facebook Live for the first time. I mean, doing the videos and uploading them is what I've always done. So doing a live was something new. So doesn't that look good so far, you guys? Oh, I love it. It's going to go right in there. So I am going to put on my white. My inside white is the 2.5 by 2 3/4. And I'm going to use the stamp from the set, You're the Most Awesome. And I want to get my mat out because that makes a difference on these stamps here, the photopolymer. Get my scrap paper, test it, looks good. All right. Boy, I really got that ink in there. Oh, look at that. What a mess. All right, hold on. I did exactly what I tell people in my class not to do, which is I mushed it in. I always say, kiss the bunny. No mushing allowed. There, that looks a lot better. So, there we go. All right, let me glue that in. All right, so my little gift card holder is done. And let me get my gift card here and make sure it all fits. Just like that. I'm thinking, you know, birthdays all year long, man, I can use these kind of gift card holders. This is the simplest design I've ever made. So I'm going to put it in there. And then what I wanted to do was I wanted to pop up and make my my tape measure kind of be the stopper. But I also have that birthday zone, which I'm not really thrilled about. But I think I'm going to have to not have it be a stopper this time and just tape them down like that. And we'll just slide this in a little bit so you can see the birthday part. I like that better. I like it the way I had it originally. So I may have to doctor that up a little bit. Yes, I know who would love a card like that too. But you know, Kim, you deserve a pink hammer one and everything for your she shed. Definitely paintbrushes, right? I know you did some painting. And I also just put those in the wrong spot. Hold on a minute. Like I can't have the one on the top because that's my stopper. There. Like that. All right. And then what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to have to put that on top of it, which now I know I don't really like that, but I'm going to leave it this time because I can. What I think I'm going to do is just kind of strategically put my dimensionals on here, and maybe this can also be a stopper. Let's see, I'll just make it kind of as low as I can go, like that. Oh boy, look at, I did that. There. Ha! Okay. So that looks pretty good. Let me show you, let me just clean up real quick and show you my sample. Here's my other one that I had. There. So I got that. Kim, I thought of you with the crushed curry, the poppy parade, I used all the colors. I thought of you in the background saying, there's got to be contrast. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now this is the card that inspired me. So in our team, we do swaps, and our last swap was gift card holders. And so I received this one from Stephanie Alton, and she used the time-worn or brick wall, exposed brick wall, I think. I can't remember. Oh, wait a minute. She's got it on the back. Tailor-made tags, time-worn type, framed and festive stamp set, and the traditions of St. Nick DSP. So that's how I got this idea. So isn't that cute? And then for my class on Saturday, I'm going to be making these. And I used some retired DSP with the poinsettias and the new 3D embossing basics embossing folder. I did the happy holidays from throughout the year and then just kind of cut around it like wavy. And then this is also from throughout the year. So this is the gift card that Holder will be making on Saturday in my class. So now I've got extra samples of these great gift cards. So that's it. And thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate it. Again, I appreciate your help, Kim. Linda, thank you for jumping on too. And I will see you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, now I have to figure out how to turn off the live. Okay, so let's see here. Do I just hit the X? I guess I will. I don't know if that's the right way to do it.